Don Dedmon was everywhere. He and his family lived on campus in the Buchanan House, which is very close to Peters Hall. In the mornings, early, on campus, with a redskin toboggan, saying it was a jog. In reality, he was overlooking the campus grounds and seeing what needed to be done. At lunch, in the dining hall, eating with students, talking about listening to their needs.
Dr. Dedmon, I think, had great vision from a standpoint of being able to look into the future and kind of have a real good idea how things were going to change and what things were coming about in the future. So I think his vision was great, and I think that was the impetus for him making the decision or making the move to move from Division II to Division I. When I started in '83, that was the year the decision was made to move from Division II to Division I, and I think Dr. Dedmon was the impetus behind that, and I think that had to do with his vision to see, just knowing how much athletics could mean to the university.
He had that vision that he wanted the student athletes to have a nice home, but he also wanted the students to be able to use the facility, and that was remarkable in those days. When a game was over, you could go on the main court. That was really important to him to have the students, but he liked that bond of knowing the student athletes and the other rest of the campus population knowing the students. That was very important to him. He took great pride in the students and the student athletes.
His life at Radford was something that he shared, at home. We were all keenly aware of what was happening, and I remember vividly him talking about the idea of going co-ed and the idea of building the athletics program. He had a really keen understanding of how important details and timing of things. He really had a sense of timing and a sense of details, and also was such a visionary for the future. So he would always be brainstorming something for the future, something big, and then he had the ability to break it into steps and details and timing of how to get there. And he did it, very, very easily. So it was remarkable to watch. I mean, he was very much a man of action. I think that he was incredibly honored when it was decided that the athletic building complex would have his name on it. But it was, for my dad, it was really all about the substance of the work and really just what it would mean for the college then and in the future. I mean, he could see the university beyond his own career there.
Moffett Hall, Moffett Lawn was being somewhat changed and altered, and it was a sacred place at the time. And we were converting Moffett Lawn to Moffett Field to accommodate intercollegiate soccer, intramural softball, and later lacrosse. At the far end of the field, away from Moffett Hall, stood a chapel. That chapel had stained glass. Cages or protections were being placed over those windows. Dr. D called. The conversation went like this. Is it absolutely necessary that those atrocious cages be placed over the windows? My response, sir, we will miss a lot of shots. If I'd known better, I would have said shots on goal, but at that time I didn't. We will miss a lot of shots. The cages, the goals are enormous. Are we that bad? Without intentionally doing it, I threw this individual under the bus some 40 years ago. My response was, sir, you have yet to see Tommy Lillard kick a soccer ball.
I think this honor is so well deserved, with starting men's programs, expanding the women's programs. The whole Division I mindset that he had early on was just hard to believe, but it all came to fruition. The building of the Dedmon Center was something we'd never had, going from Peters Hall to a massive facility in a modern athletic era. It was special, and he was very good to me, playing here, coaching here, and taking a chance 2 years out of college to hire me as a head coach was a true honor. And as I grew in the ranks, he really remained a good friend, great leader, and he loved giving me a hard time, I have to be honest.